Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a forgotten core breaker in the Master League Premier Cup, AVALUGG. AVALUGG had a lot of hype after its release, but with Walrein releasing shortly thereafter, AVALUGG has kind of been forgotten about. But since the meta is completely overrun with Dragonite and Excadrill cores, running a Pokemon that has play against both can honestly work out pretty well. I ran this for a few sets and had all positive sets. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out AVALUGG in action in the Master League Premier Cup. Hopping into the first match, picking up a terrible lead, Dragonite into Togekiss. I save switch into Excadrill and my opponent responds with a Waterfall Gyarados. This is an unfortunate matchup, but it should mean there's no fighter in the back waiting for my AVALUGG, which is a very good sign. They go for the farm down, and that allows me to reach a second Rock Slide and force a shield advantage, which is absolutely incredible. And now I'm going to wait my timer, bring in Dragonite, and I intend to Dragon Breath all the way down. I'm going to bring in Dragonite. They do have a lot of farm here, and I'm just going to let it go. Whatever they throw is fine by me. They go for the crunch. I'm able to tank it. They're able to reach one final move before I take them out, but I'm going to be able to tank this Aqua Tail no problem. And now I have a shield advantage for AVALUGG. In comes AVALUGG. They are not switching out. They are staying in here. It looks like they're weak, and they are. They have a Garchomp in the back. This opponent absolutely core broken by AVALUGG. Body Slam gets the shield, and I'm just gonna go for an Ice Fang farm down, and I'll be able to leave with enough energy to avalanche the Togekiss. They go for the Sand Tomb, but that is not going to save them. Back in comes the Togekiss. Togekiss will be met by the Avalanche. Avalanche taking out the Togekiss, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, picking up a great lead, Dragonite into Haxorus. Immediate save switch by my opponent into Shadow Snorlax. I'm going to stay in with my Dragonite, build up to the superpower, and then bait with a Dragon Claw. Hoping for the shield, I get it, and now I can bring in AVALUGG. AVALUGG is a lot safer versus Snorlax than something like an Exca, because I can actually tank a superpower here. But I don't take my own advice. I shield the first move, and I end up shielding a Body Slam bait, which is quite unfortunate. I fire off the Avalanche. That gets them low. They're able to reach one final move. I'm going to let this go. It is the superpower, but I'm able to tank it and farm down. They bring in their final Pokemon, which is Metagross. Metagross is one of basically only two hard counters to AVALUGG in the meta. It's Metagross, and then the other one is going to be Primarina. Metagross does have an energy lead, which is a little scary for my Exca. I go for the Drill Run, lose CMP, let it through, it's a bait, and due to calling that bait, this game is now over. I fire off the Drill Run. I'm expecting they'll go for the catch onto Haxorus. They do, so I hold on to my energy and bring in Dragonite, and I was able to switch fast enough that I'm going to be able to farm all the way down before they reach a second move. They go for a Night Slash, hoping for a boost, but it is not going to save them. Back in comes Metagross. I go for the superpower. Superpower gets them low. I'm able to Dragon Breath down, and that is a good game. Hopping into the next match, leading Dragonite into the mirror. I will stay in this lead to start, but my goal is to try and switch out and catch a Dragon Claw onto my Exca. This way, I bank energy for later while wasting theirs. Dragon Claw doesn't do a whole lot, and my opponent responds with a Waterfall Primarina. You don't see a lot of Primarinas, to be honest, and especially don't see them with Waterfall, so my opponent absolutely running some spice. Primarina is able to Waterfall me down, which is unfortunate. I'm going to wait my timer, bring in the Dragonite, and go for the superpower. I'm hoping that this is going to be enough to take out Prima. Superpower is able to take out Prima. That's big. In the back, they have Togekiss. And oh my goodness, AVALUGG is about to absolutely feast. They're going to fire off the Ancient Power. So long as they don't get a boost, I should be good here. Ancient Power lands, no boost. In comes Dragonite. Dragonite gets farmed down, and AVALUGG will be able to close out this game. Here, honestly, I should have just gone for the Ice Fang farm down, because I'm not going to be able to reach 3 Body Slams. In the moment, I was thinking, hey, if I reach 3 Body Slams, that'd be great. But as you can see, I don't end up reaching it as AVALUGG fully farms down the Togekiss and secures the victory. Hopping into the next match, leading Dragonite into another mirror. Same game plan as last time, farm up to the Dragon Claw, switch, and then catch their Dragon Claw onto my Exca. You absolutely love to see it. This time, however, my opponent is staying in. I farm up, I wait a turn to watch for the catch, and I fire off the Rock Slide. This will easily KO. My opponent is going to commit the shield. I'm starting to get low, so honestly, I'm thinking they might just go for the Dragon Claw. So I let it through. It's the Dragon Claw. I'm going to go for the Rock Slide, but my opponent does get their catch after all, as they catch the Rock Slide onto their Exca. A very nice play by my opponent, and that puts me in a kind of a tough spot. I bring in Dragonite. I'm going to fire off the Superpower on the CMP tied to the Rock Slide. Superpower gets the shield. I'm going to let this go and trust in 2-Shield AVALUGG. These 2-Shield AVALUGG can put in a lot of work. As you can see, these Ice Fangs are tearing through the Exca. And I'm going to commit the shield on the Rock Slide. Rock Slide would do quite a lot. I'm going to throw 4 more Ice Fangs and fire off the Body Slam before they're able to get to their next move. This will KO the Exca. We'll have to see what they have in back waiting for my AVALUGG. And it's a Metagross. And I concede the match. Hopping into the next match, leading Dragonite into Excadrill. This is a pretty nice lead for Dragonite, so I'm going to be staying in here. They're going to be able to outpace me and reach a Rock Slide, but one Rock Slide is not enough to KO, so I am going to let it through. Exca fires off the Rock Slide. That deals a lot of damage. They save switch into their own Dragonite, and I'm going to fire off the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw able to land, and I'm going to bring in my own Exca. I'm going to be able to outpace the Dragonite, reach the Rock Slide, and this way, if they want to get off any of their energy, they have to commit a shield. They actually let it through. They lose quite a bit of energy, and now they're going to bring back in their own Exca. I'm going to farm up, go for the Drill Run, and I do actually win CMP. This is quite nice. Drill Run gets the shield. They're going to fire off their Drill Run. And at this point, honestly, I'm going to let this go because I have Shield Advantage AVALUGG, and Shield Advantage AVALUGG is an absolute beast. I continue to farm up. They're going to fire off their Rock Slide. I will commit the shield. I'm not going to be able to farm down before they're able to get to their next move, so I'm going to fire off the Body Slam. Body Slam gets the shield. Oh my goodness, they are clearly weak to AVALUGG in the back, so I'm going to commit the shield. What do they have back there? And it's a Togekiss. Togekiss is going to get absolutely vanquished by AVALUGG. Avalanche gets them low. Opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Hopping into the next match, leading Dragonite into Shadow Snorlax. This is a pretty okay lead for Dragonite. Like with the Exca matchup, it is much improved with the addition of Superpower. They're going to fire off a move. I'm going to let this through. They go for the Body Slam. That does a solid chunk of damage, but I'm able to survive it. I'm going to fire off the Dragon Claw bait, hoping for the shield. Dragon Claw gets the shield. I am just not able to get to the Superpower as they reach their second move. I'm going to let this through. Body Slam is enough to KO. That's unfortunate. I'm going to bring in Exca, overfarm by 1, and fire off the Drill Run. This is the Shadow Snorlax, so this Drill Run is going to be enough to KO. We'll have to see what they have in back. And they have a Waterfall Gyarados. That's not what I was hoping to see. I'm going to be firing off the Rock Slide. Rock Slide grabs a shield. In comes AVALUGG. They're staying in, farming up some energy, and in the back, they have Primarina. I have 2 shields, but I'm not going to get the opportunity to use them, unfortunately. I fire off the Body Slam. Body Slam just does absolutely nothing in this matchup. I go for the Avalanche. At the very least, Avalanche does get same type attack bonus, even though it's resisted. That's still not enough to KO. They're able to farm all the way down, and this Gyarados is just too healthy. Even if I make a Rock Slide is not going to be enough to KO. I'm able to farm down. Back in comes the Gyarados. I go for the Rock Slide, but this Gyarados is very close to full health. So a Rock Slide, not enough to KO, and unfortunately, we lose the match. Hopping into the next match, leading Dragonite into the mirror. Previous mirror matches, I've stayed in and caught a Dragon Claw, but this one, I decided to play it out slightly differently. I'm actually going to go for the extra Dragon Breath and go for the 1 shield farm down so I can leave with a ton of energy to threaten whatever my opponent has in the back. I am able to get to the farm down, I leave with a lot of energy, and they bring in Waterfall Gyarados. Having switch advantage here is nice. I'm going to be able to put the Gyarados onto my AVALUGG. I fire off a second Dragon Claw, hoping for a shield, but my opponent lets it through, saving their shields. I bring in AVALUGG. These Ice Fangs are chunking. In the back, they have Snorlax, and this is honestly not great for my backline. I'm going to fire off a Drill Run. Drill Run is going to do a solid chunk of damage, but Snorlax is able to tank it. They let me get to a second Drill Run, so I'm going straight for it. That works great for me. Drill Run gets a shield from Snorlax, and at this point, I'm going to call a bait. I'm going to call that they're going for the Body Slam. They do Superpower, and that takes out my Exca. In comes AVALUGG. These Ice Fangs are chunking now that their defense is debuffed. I commit the shield. It's another Superpower. I go for the Body Slam, but they catch onto Gyarados. That is not great news for me. Body Slam gets the shield. Gyarados had energy, and they're trying to get that energy off. They fire off the Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail gets me into the yellow. I'm able to farm down. In comes Snorlax. I'm not able to reach an Avalanche, and they have a move. Superpower gets me low, but I live. I fire off the Body Slam. Is this enough to KO? It is not. AVALUGG Ice Fangs down the Snorlax as we win an incredibly close game. Hopping into the final match, sending Dragonite into Shadow Gyarados. Opponent save switches into their Metagross, and I respond with my Exca. Metagross typically isn't a save switch, so my guess is that this is a team designed to bait out my Exca, and if that's the case, it very well could be something like a Magnezone in the back. So I'm going to farm up to 100 energy, fire off the Drill Run. Drill Run is able to KO their Metagross. They're going to bring back in the Gyarados, which I'm very confident is going to be Waterfall, and it is. This is their Exca counter, and they've baited out my Exca. That's unfortunate. Rock Slide deals a ton of damage. I'm going to fire off Rock Slide number 2. This should be grabbing a shield, and if it's Magnezone, I need Energy Lead Dragonite. In comes Dragonite, and it's Magnezone in the back. They are running a Shadow Magnezone as well, but with an Energy Lead, I'm in a really good spot here. I fire off the Superpower. Superpower gets the shield. It's a CMP tie. I'm going to commit the shield because I will be able to outpace here. They go for the Mirror Shot. I'm able to get to the second Superpower. Even when debuffed, this Superpower will still take down the Magnezone, and that should be game over. At this point, Exca and Dragonite have done all the work, but I can bring in AVALUGG, at the very least show them I have it, and that is a good game. All in all, I had a ton of fun running AVALUGG. AVALUGG is a Pokemon I haven't seen in the Master League in quite some time, but in the Premier Cup, it feels like it definitely has play. There's a lot of teams right now that feel double or even triple weak to AVALUGG. AVALUGG is a bit tricky to obtain as it most commonly spawns during winter events, but if you have one, it could be worth using as honestly, it feels like people aren't necessarily preparing for it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.